It is called slander and defamation, not backbiting. But when you talk behind someone's back while saying the truth, if they don't like to be talked about, when we tell them don't talk behind people's back, it is Gheebah, backbiting. They reply, but I'm only telling the truth. Yes, but the point is when you talk behind someone's back and you lie about them, it is called slander and defamation, not backbiting. But when you talk behind someone's back while saying the truth, if they don't like to be talked about, it is actually Gheebah or backbiting. Based on hadith, Gheebah is worse than committing adultery with your mother inside the Masjid al-Haram. Do you even understand what you are doing? Do the people who commit backbiting understand what they are doing? No, they don't. They don't understand, and they don't have the wisdom. Otherwise, who is ever willing to have this sin written for them? I had to give you this example so you could decide better. Like when you enter a mosque and see someone committing adultery with his mother, don't you show any reactions? The least thing you do is to leave that place. Or you don't let them keep doing that and throw them out of the mosque. Because a mosque, even an ordinary mosque, is a sacred place, let alone Masjid al-Haram. It's not any place for such malefactor individuals to commit such an egregious sin. Committing adultery in Masjid al-Haram with your mother is how the infallible Imam alayhi al-salam describes Gheebah. Have you ever looked at backbiting in this way? When you see people committing Gheebah somewhere, at least leave the place. Those who commit Gheebah right after they finish Salat, do they know anything of Islamic jurisprudence? How is it that when some young guy can't defeat his lust and commits a sin, they call him malefactor? Just because he couldn't control himself. But when you can't defeat your desire for Gheebah, you think you are innocent. You should also overcome your desire and ego, the desire which can be referred to as lust for talking. Please read the Islamic jurisprudence. Sins are not only related to sexual matters. Maybe that's why the infallible Imam has made a sexual example to make people understand. He compared Gheebah with a sexual sin, and even worse than a sexual sin. For another example, the infallible Imam said that usury, interest, is 70 times worse than committing adultery with mother in Masjid al-Haram. It really gives me the creep. I think the infallible Imam gave that example because when Allah said in Quran that usury is equivalent to declaring war against Allah, some people didn't really understand. Because in their sight, war against Allah is something like dragging Allah to the ground and fight Him by swords. So the infallible Imam illustrated it in that way to alert us and make us understand. So as you can see, Gheebah is there among us, more or less. So if you seek heaven, if you want your prayers and fasting in these holy days be worth something, your actions must be rational and do what you do with wisdom. But some people, although they perform salat, they still lie, they backbite, they take usury. And do they really expect their salat to be accepted? Only when pigs fly. What a delusion. It is a very wrong expectation. Allah sees that we don't understand when He orders not to commit Gheebah. So He says in the Quran, imagine your brother is dead and someone gives you a knife and make you cut a piece of his flesh and eat it. That's Gheebah. Allah gives us a very concrete example. So He tells you that as much as you hate doing that, you shall hate backbiting. Otherwise, you are out of the path of wisdom and Islam.